Good Tuesday evening to you, everyone. How are you? It is good to see you, and it is good to be seen by you. Welcome to the channel. I, of course, am the one and only Bill Sylvie, aka the Dungeon Delver, coming to you live, loud and clear on a rainy Tuesday evening somewhere in the swamps of Central Florida. I hope you're having an absolutely fun time. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday, and if you don't know what Tuesday is, if you don't know what we do around here on Tuesdays, because maybe you're new, maybe the currents of YouTube have swept you in to our little lagoon here on this tropic desert isle. Do me a favor, if you want to know more, click the subscribe button and click the bell icon for notifications, and then you can find out all of the cool stuff that we do around the channel. Our informative deep dives, our fun guest appearances, our live plays of classic TTRPG stuff. So we will do our very best to keep you informed of that, by which I mean YouTube will do their very best. But again, that's if you click the subscribe button, click the bell icon for notifications, if that does not auto-magically happen. And then all you have to do is sit back and relax and let the entertainment roll in. Let me entertain you 5 nights a week. So here on Tuesdays, we like to do a little thing. It's entertainment and it's educational. It's edutainment, as we used to say back in the 1990s, as we gave out 15 CD-ROMs in a box that Grandma bought by the cash register at CompUSA. We play first edition AD&D here on Tuesdays. And that just doesn't mean that you get to sit there like a lump on a log and do nothing. No, let me tell you what I want you to do. Maybe you've never played first edition AD&D and you're intrigued, nay, interested by what's going on around the table. Maybe you've played before and are looking at coming back to it. Maybe you're currently playing a game and you just kind of want to see what Bill's got up his sleeve. Couple of moles and a wild hair on that arm, but I digress. As you watch, if you have a question, I want you to feel free, better still, comfortable in asking a question in the live chat. I will do my level best to answer that question for you insofar as I can. This is not passive. This is not sit at home on your couch. You can if you want to. Don't get me wrong. But you know, you don't have to just sit there and watch. I want you to interact with us, okay? This isn't some clever group of voice actors, although they are clever people and they are awesome people. These are actual people playing actual Dungeons and Dragons. Guys, we could get 10 minutes into the game tonight and we're rolling up new characters because the dice decided that the fickle finger of fate would flick fighters and fagic users and thieves, I don't know, I'm just trying to go with alliteration, off of the world. It could happen. It could happen. We don't do script writing sessions. We don't do table reads. We don't do story arcs. We don't do any stuff like that. We play first edition AD&D. If characters happen to pass, we move on. We roll new characters. We introduce them because that's just how it goes. Or these guys' characters could be the ones that we're watching 3 years from now and they're like in the teens or 20 levels and I'm having to throw multiple Tarasques backed up by artillery support from Azathoth at them just to keep them challenged week in and week out. You don't know. I don't know. They don't know. The dice know. And that's what we go by around here. So set aside any notions of oh, I'm going to watch another one of those attempts to grab a little bit of the limelight that like Critical Role have created. No. Look, first of all, I know I can't compete with that. And second of all, I think I can do a little bit better than that because this is the real deal. Now to your questions. If I don't answer your question, perhaps someone in the audience knows the answer to your question and they'll interact with you. Because let me tell you something, folks. If you're new here, here's a little fact you should be aware of, particularly if you're joining us. If you're of that high IQ level, I got some pretty smart people around here. But if you're of that high IQ level, you should know I have the best looking and the smartest audience in all of the 5-night-a-week classic tabletop RPG live stream shows right here on YouTube. And I will kill on that hill. I'm not dying on anybody's hill. I'm killing on that hill. So that is the truth. That is the absolute truth. TXG wonders if I have ever used the Palladium supplements that were advertised in Dragon Magazine. I have not. I have had very little interaction with Palladium. I love the info, the illustrations that are in the Robotech RPG that came out from Palladium Games because it informs my Macross knowledge a little bit. No, I have not used those. We're fairly strictly first edition AD&D around here, which is not to say I like spurn them and treat them with scorn. I mean, if that's somebody's jam, then by all means they should enjoy it. In fact, I think everyone should enjoy D&D so much. I will be kicking off myself and Jenny D. We will be doing a podcast together now on Saturdays about D&D 2024. So be on the lookout for that. There's your April Fool's joke, guys. I knew I had to get you with one. I hope that startled some people, caused a little heart palpitations. Michael Dale, thank you very much for the super. They don't need to be in the level 20s for me to throw a Trask at them. Yeah, I know. But thank you very much for the super, Michael. I really appreciate that. Coochie245 says his group is playing Ghosts of Saltmarsh. Well, there's a little Greyhawk callback. I think that's something we can all enjoy. But anyway, Xerox Copycat, I'm glad you think it's better. That's just awesome. Let me say this. Let me say one little thing. If you're watching us over on X, formerly known as Twitter, if you happen to be watching us over there right now, would you do me a favor? Give us a shout out. Just a comment in the comments over there, because I'm never sure who's over there and I don't want to miss anything you say. Oh, Gonzalo has doubled that. Who'll double Gonzalo? I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. Fond of your Palladium book of weapons and armor and weapons and assassins. Great illustrations. Very cool. Very cool. I think that was that Kevin Long who did those illustrations. I know he did a lot of good stuff in the Robotech, which gave, I felt Kevin Long's Robotech illustrations did great honor and service to the original art by Studio New that they also put in the Robotech RPG. So thank you, Gonzalo, for that super. Anyway, moving on. I did want to mention one thing very quickly before we bring in our exceptionally talented group of first edition AD&D players. Well, I've got two announcements. First of all, thank you everyone for your continued outpouring of support for the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons character generator software that I am currently grinding through. I broke it between last night after most of you guys were going to bed and about 10 minutes before the live stream started. I broke it. And I broke it in a lot of different ways. Like I broke it this way, and then I thought I got it fixed, but then I found out that my fix broke something else, and then I found out that the fix for that broke something else, and then I reverted back, and then I had to download, because I'm actually keeping this up, a little bits of it up in the cloud, not on GitHub, shame on me. And then I broke pieces, so I finally got it back working, and I have proper first edition AD&D inventories. No more of that adventuring gear stuff. I have proper weights and costs and inventory breakouts. So on to the next. I'm going to fix that shield bug. And I think next Monday we'll do another demo for you guys once everything is working. And Karn, thank you for the super chat. Thank you very much. And Karn says he remembers his brothers introducing him to the AD&D Red Box set in 1984 when you were 5 years. Precious. The first experience with D&D opened your mind to the world of fantasy and the limitless experience of human imagination. They sent a poet. They sent a poet tonight. And Karn, that is wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Anyway, but to go back real quick to the generation software, it's in progress. Some people have asked me, when can we have it? I haven't decided yet. I'm not going to give it to you. I don't know that it'll ever be good enough for prime time. It's one of those things, like when I used to do this when I would make games on my Commodore 64. I would make games that I knew how to play. I knew all the key presses for, but I would never give to my friends. I was just kind of so embarrassed because of the user interface, and the user experience was not great. But maybe I'll get this cooked someday. D and Disability, I'll talk about the minis orders a little bit later this week. They're stalled. I don't have any new mini orders, but we'll talk about that. But for now, I've kind of run my mouth long enough. I've gone past my usual, hey, I'll talk for 10 or so minutes. And now I got to get my players in here before they drink up all the Hennessy I've got on my shelf. So without further ado, now that I have my headphones on, I would like to welcome in our players tonight. I've got a good group. I do want to mention one thing real quick, just before they file into the studio here. Tonka Todd is taking a leave of absence. He has got some IRL stuff to work on, and we wish him the best and thank him for the sessions that he hung out with us. Take care of yourself, my brother, and we hope to see you back around these dungeons real soon. With that said, first player on base tonight is a dude. If you're not subscribed to his YouTube channel, you need to be. He is doing some nuts and bolts. Like, I think I do nuts and bolts deep dives on D&D and look at design philosophy. This guy here is grabbing for the brass ring. You know him as Paladin Durek Donagard. Everybody, please welcome Doomsword Deathmaster, and you can find him at Doomsword right here on YouTube.
Hey, what's up?
You, man, you. Good to see you.
You too.
And we have just got a cavalcade, as it were, of cool YouTube people, because next up, we have, as the party magic user, the big gun, when push comes to shove. You can find him here on YouTube at Timothy Imholt, where he discusses tabletop role-playing games, pop culture, physics, books, the Nobel Prize, pets, politics, whatever comes to his mind. Everybody, please welcome Dr. Timothy Imholt as Elminar the Spellslinger.
Thank you for having me on, Bill. I'm thrilled to leverage synergistic camaraderie and optimize immersive storytelling as we engage in this vital and strategic Dungeons & Dragons sessions tonight. As the party plans on providing unparalleled excitement and team-building ROI on your time spent watching this evening.
Did we leverage an AI with our social media company, Tim?
I might have used ChatGPT for that one.
Well, that's okay. I accept ChatGPT's compliment. Thank you, robot. And I would like to point out to ChatGPT, as a media figure, I can be useful in rounding up those who resist your inevitable takeover of our world. The next guy is definitely not a robot, and I absolutely want to give him a big shout out because this cat here, he's at D and Disability here on YouTube and just hit 600 subscribers. Guys, this is what we call in the business an up-and-comer. Everybody, please welcome Thane Kyle as Holder the Cleric.
Thanks, Bill. We just hit 600 subs over at my end. We don't do social media. We don't do any promotion, so it's all word-of-mouth stuff. So support really matters.
Excellent, man. Excellent. You guys, please subscribe to at D and Disability. He has got a great range of videos on really kind of the philosophy of how one can approach Dungeons and Dragons. He's got historical videos, and I'm going to warn you, he's got a sharp wit. So you got to stay on your toes with this guy. Next up is a man who needs no YouTube channel. He's just an all-around awesome guy to know. He's been here almost since the beginning. I would say, in Navy terms, this is a cat you would call a plank owner around these parts. Everybody, please welcome Kevin as Don Drexel, who wears two hats, that of magic user and thief. Kevin!
Hello. Hello, hello. Hey, I was going to just sit back and be quiet and watch.
Oh, no. You can't just sit back and be quiet and watch.
I'm fully loaded with web spells. We can make him sit back if he really wants to, but it might hurt.
We could have a web war. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let us have a web war.
Web is that spell that brings up the great quote from Ghostbusters, somebody sneezes and you want to keep it. All right. So last week, party, you all had found a bolt hole inside the dreaded Slavers Stockade. You had found a storage room that you had previously explored and dragged yourselves in there. And to my amazement, because folks, I rolled these up. I saw all the dice. Granted, it was behind the screen. But I did not manage to hit you guys a single time with a wandering patrol. Apparently, they're not looking in this storeroom right now. So, bolts of cloth, you're able to, you're able to fashion into bandages and whatnot. Is anyone curious about what's in the room? And before you guys ask, yes, sufficient time has passed to regain your first and second level spells.
Oh, I think we're always curious about what's in the room.
Okay, fair enough. Let's talk about it.
So you mentioned first and second, but not third or fourth, right?
That is correct. You had gotten a solid 4 hours and then the requisite 15 minutes or so of study. Do you want to push to 6? Maybe try another couple of.
I would like to, but only if nobody insists otherwise.
I think it becomes necessary because otherwise I don't have full kits of lightning bolt, and that has come in quite handy several times to save us.
I don't have I wouldn't have, say, sticks to snakes or anything.
Okay, so in the storeroom, it contains bins half filled with an assortment of supplies. So you've got the typical things that would be for a garrison. You've got spare leather straps, rivets, nails, bolts of cheap cloth, iron rations. I seem to recall, TK, you were grabbing some iron rations, were you not?
We are specifically, I think, Tunka's thief was going to take them. I say, okay, for the time being, we keep the thief. We keep them in the back of the pack. They can carry our our rations for us. I can manage his attack rolls and stuff if need be. He has arrows but no bow, and knowing Tunka, he's not going to be attacking.
Okay. That's fine. Yeah, I mean,
We
yeah,
could
he could.
we
he
could
can
throw him
ass-
in a mimic if we have to.
Pretty much, yes.
All right, stick him up. Stick him up on the roof, butt ass naked. You know, that's what he did to us.
So yeah, he can absolutely, essentially at this point, become a man at arms with the party, and you guys just told me what disposition it is going to be. Anyway,
Meat
so
shield is a good one.
yeah, so iron ration, you know, spools of twine, scraps of like wooden wedges and planks and so on and etc. Cheap hammers that'll last like one afternoon's of work, that sort of thing. But nothing. I mean, the whole bulk of it, and yeah, the dude says, I think maybe all this would be worth about 250 gold on the open market. But that's that. I mean, all of this is a 20 by 20 room. It's you're not going to carry all of this out in your packs.
Well, I think we should try to get a little extra rest, get those extra spells back, and hopefully nothing finds us.
Okay. Alrighty. So I do kind of want to show our good folks at home, if you've never seen it before. I don't know if I should praise it because last week when I did it, choked, caught fire, fell over, and drowned. So we have an on-screen dice roller that rolls dice in 3D. It's kind of nice. It's by a company called DD Dice. They're a small group of developers, and you should check them out. That's all I'm going to say because I heaped praise on it last week and then it broke. So I will roll these with the GM's hidden option. All right. So this is for the first hour. Every dice represents a turn that is 10 minutes of time passing by. 6 turns to an hour, 12 turns to the time that they want to that they want to rest. 20 minutes pass, nothing doing. Paul is sitting in the corner, whittling just a stick he founding, whistling, show me the way to go home. All right, 30 minutes pass. Nothing comes knocking. 40 minutes. 50 minutes. Another hour has passed and nothing has come looking for you. You've been resting for 5 hours now. Tension's so thick you can cut it with a broadsword.
Hey, ladies.
Uh-oh.
I was listening to Beastie Boys earlier. It just comes out.
That's fine. Okay. So let's see. Somebody humming?
That's my phone buzzer.
All right. As you guys are resting, you hear kind of a ooh, 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 outside the door. Sort of a sniffing and pawing and thudding on the door.
I'm guessing that's the brass monkey.
That funky monkey.
It was supposed to sleep until Brooklyn.
So, some time passes, but whatever it is, moves on without entering the room. TXG, the dice do show blank. I see them. It's an option in DD Dice. I basically see the outcome of the rolls. So that was an hour and 30 minutes. Does anything happen in the remaining hour and 40 minutes? Hour and 50 minutes? Two hours, and you have that 15-minute period where you have to study. Nothing. So, aside from one butt-clenching moment when you had a sounded like apes outside the door, all is well. So, you have successfully rested for an additional couple of hours.
Excellent. Excellent.
Okay.
I now have Sticks to Snakes back, everybody's favorite spell.
Let's go find where we barbecued those, whatever they were. The big winged ugly things.
Your mother's not here.
Ah, she's been dead for years. That's okay.
All right, guys. So
Funny story about that. I made her so mad a couple of times in my life. She called me a son of a bitch.
I can honestly say I never evoked that from my own mom. Not because she never got mad at me. Good Lord, she did. But, you know.
It did not help when my dad laughed.
If it makes you feel any better, Tim, I've been there.
Yeah.
All right. So, let's see. Oh, Cam 3 is acting up. So, let's go back over there. We may have to finagle around. Let's see. Is good old tripod cam working? Tripod cam is working, and we will rely on that one. So you gentlemen are currently resting in this room here. You have a hallway that goes north in that direction. And you came from this direction. So, what to do, bold adventurers?
I think we should figure out what's in that room. Looks like directly to our west. Assuming we're on the north-facing wall.
Well, no, that would be to the north of you. If I understand what you're saying.
The one that, as I look at the screen, is to our left.
To your left. Okay, so that would be to the south of you.
It's the it's the one that's ajar.
Yeah.
The one that has a small piece of felt on top of it. It
Yes.
doesn't look like the cat was on it.
Yeah. It's funny, about 4:35 o'clock today, I had to scramble and wash these because on camera, they just all looked gray. Big ups to my wife's cat for that. All right, so you guys heading in that direction then?
Yep. And then
Alrighty.
and we'll see if that door links up with the door that's past it or not. We'll see.
I know,
Okay.
let's send the thief in first.
I somewhat recall from last time we were in here, I think this room section originally had like a bugbear smithy in it.
Well, we shall see. I will
But-
adjust that. Pardon me
But
just
that's
a moment.
player knowledge. The character is dead. And therefore only of interest to historians.
So that room is too small for a lightning bolt. It will come back on us.
Web could be kind of fun.
Webs would be
Fire-
good.
Fireball will fit though.
Yeah, I don't have fireball.
I do.
Fireball fits any space.
Oh,
It just
okay.
depends how hard you try.
It's like water. It fills the basin that it's poured into.
I'll be outside, but I wish you luck.
I don't think being outside would save you.
I a long way further. I'll be heading the other direction.
There you go. That's
quickly.
better. That's better. Yeah.
One of those moments where it's just run for your life.
Yeah.
Feel like one of the BC boys that was trying to chase down the criminal on the video, the sabotage, running as fast as you can.
How'd that
With the
song
mullet
go?
wig.
I do absolutely love the dummy they dropped off the bridge that looks nothing like an actual person. Like they didn't even try to make it look like stuff some pillows and a pair of pants and a shirt or something. Like throw that up.
Mm.
I was talking to some friends of mine. We're all in our 50s. We're like, one weekend we're going to go out and like buy a couple of junker cars and completely shot for shot redo that video. But like, with us doing it at our age, so it won't be nearly as much fun. But
Not with a fake body, with a real one.
well, no, with a fake one because
Okay.
most of us have ex-wives, and that would probably not.
I will say, having
One or
gone to
two
like
of us.
demolition derbies as a kid, like speaking of like wrecking cars, I miss them. They're good fun.
That's what I'm saying. This kind of thing could be a blast. And I got a friend that's a former chief of police, so if we're going to get in trouble, we may as well have a cop with us.
At least the ex-cop knows what law you broke.
No, he's the one that has to go talk to the cops if we get in trouble. It's like, you handle it, man. I learned that trick from my dad when I was a kid. He used to have cocktail parties at the house. He made good friends with the local chief of police and would always invite the chief of police to the cocktail party. So that if the neighbors called the cops, he just had the chief of police answer the door.
My uncle does the same thing whenever he sets off fireworks for the 4th of July.
It's a brilliant maneuver. So you guys in the audience, you didn't realize you were going to get like a master class on how to get away with stuff while we're playing Dungeons and Dragons. Just ask Gen Xers. We've kind of avoided trouble for a lot of things we probably should have never done.
I think should have is such a subjective statement that it's utterly meaningless.
There was no social media. You can't prove anything.
Exactly. Maybe they didn't take a picture with a Polaroid.
Cam
Yeah.
working. Cam 3's not working yet. Okay.
Those fade, by the way.
They do. So just wait 20 years. They can't blackmail you anymore.
Okay, so your good thief opens the door. This is a working smithy. There is a swarthy looking fellow who is instructing two orcs who are working at the smith. He looks up, sees your group there at the door, picks up a hammer off of the anvil, kind of peers and says, "Dirk, is that you and your lot?"
It is, and what of it?
"Well, I didn't expect to see you back here."
Well, we have a lower level to conquer, of course.
"Of course, you've been
You'll
gone
always
months."
expect a paladin of Foltis to come and extinguish the darkness with light, would you not?
He says something in Orcish to the two orcs who themselves had grabbed up a couple of almost complete swords and waves
You
them
make
off.
that out, Don Drexel.
"Yes, well, I would have called you a fool for coming back after you escaped the last time. Quite a neat trick, turning into a giant and stepping over the walls. I don't suppose you've the same up your sleeve this time. Don't stand out there in the hall. Come in."
Very well. I assume you know there is to be no funny business.
"The only thing funny is the fact that you decided to stick your head or some other part of your anatomy back into the hornet's nest. But, as you say, you are a paladin. So,
Indeed, and we are braver yet, for we have the dude.
He narrows his eyes. "You look very familiar to me, but I can't quite place you. Well, at any rate," he folds his arms. "And what do you require of me, Derek?"
Nothing except the same as we require from everyone in this complex who is evil, and that is to die. However, we have encountered before and settled most amicably, and I'm fine with allowing you to pass about your work, unless, of course, you are armoring the slaves, in which case we shall have a problem. Or, rather, the slave masters.
We've had this discussion before. We've had this discussion before, Derek.
Indeed we have.
Sets about to arranging tools on a rack behind him. It's work. It's work with iron, and iron you can trust. No man, no woman, no flesh born of either, but iron you can trust. It's good work.
Well, I do understand. No, apologies for the interruption. I do understand that the fecundity of the orcs extends to money.
Well, I will keep my mouth shut. You have done no harm to me or mine. And he says something in Orcish to the other two, and he goes, and these two remember you as well. They'll keep quiet also. We've no great love for the masters of this place. It is a job, that is all.
Understood. It is a rather unfortunate job, but it is a rather unfortunate circumstance that you find yourself in, having been born. I trust there will be no alarms sounded. Otherwise, we shall have problems.
Unless you draw a steel against me and mine, then we will remain silent. And I did not see you, and this conversation never happened.
Such is the way of the orc. Proud masterwork, I bid you farewell then.
All right, gentlemen. So he speaks to the two orcs, and they go back to working on the weapons that they were, although they're kind of positioned where they can see you guys. Do you go back out in the hall and close the door?
Yeah, may as well. Well, you see, Derek, I never thought I'd see the day where you would, speak to an orc so amiably. There may be hope for you as a pacifist yet.
There's no hope for me as a pacifist. There is only hope for me that I vanquish all evil. However, these particular orcs have served most beneficially in our current endeavors.
So can we...
We allowed them to go, and they have stayed.
Can you find out from the orcs if there's anything in that next room that would be considered evil?
I do not speak such a foul language. However, I know that Don Drexel does, or at least I believe he does. Not that he
I
is foul.
surely do. And if you'd like, I'd ask, but I don't know if I trust the response. Last I talked to them, they seemed a little bit less than forthcoming. But I'll stick Don Drexel will stick his head back in the door and say, "Hey, by the way, what's over here to the south?"
Those are my living quarters. Why?
Oh, well, we're, looking for what we call bad guys, and wanted to know what might be there. That's all. Your living quarters, huh?
Yes.
There's no bad guys in there, are there?
No.
Okay, I'll relay that to the group. Nice talking to you again, or for the first time.
One more thing, please, good sir. Can you ask them about the type and extent of reinforcements that have infiltrated the place since we were last here?
Oh, that's a great idea. I'll stick my head back in there, and in Orcish, of course, I'll ask what type of reinforcements have returned to the stockade since we last were here.
Well, your friend and that gang of bandits that was with him chopped up most of the hobgoblins. Very amusing, I might add. So the big bosses, well, somehow they scraped up these hyena men and found some more hobgoblins stupid enough to listen to their commands. So it's mostly them, at least up here. I don't go downstairs.
And I don't blame you. It's pretty foul down there. So just some gnolls and some hobgoblins, and perhaps a few other ragtag creatures they might have just found on the side of the road somewhere.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, well, I appreciate your assistance, and I'll sling him a gold piece out of my for your trouble out of my back.
He watches it as it clangs on the floor, bends over, picks it up with tongs, and touches it to his forehead in salute, drops it in his apron.
I'll relay that information to the group.
Everything he said?
Yes.
What do you suppose it was with these bandits and our friend?
I'm not sure.
Bandits. That is quite strange.
You suspect he may have been Riley referring to the last group of adventurers you were here with, Durek.
Very well.
Circumference did kill a few before he went down.
I just want to make sure that I don't have to cut the dude's head off.
Okay, well then let's head back to the north and see what's hiding under the showcase showdown as we go down the hallway.
The cloth with concealment to the north?
That's a good answer. Cloth and concealment.
Fog of war.
I'm going to just begin chanting, I guess, because I guess I'll get a chant going.
All right. Are you going to...
One lonely beastie he be.
All right.
All by myself with it.
Are you going to... Are you going to wait a turn, chant, and then move on, or are you just going to start it and it'll? I'm going to
start it and it'll go as it does.
Okay, all right.
If we keep moving at like the slow, steady pace we're going, I feel like I'll probably have most of the chant done before combat starts.
Sure. Okay, so you guys are going to the next door up down this hallway, which, as you face north, is going to be on your left. Am I correct?
Should be right. Yep.
Okay. Alrighty.
Between the thieves searching for traps and people taking their time and everything else, I feel like I can.
You want to do speed dungeon?
I mean, we could. I've done it before.
I charge the darkness.
Well, you guys looking north, you can actually see up the hallway. I can give you guys a better perspective if you'll give me a second. Well, Cam 3 is now behaving itself. Yay. So let me get that set up, guys. Hold on.
Are you telling us that we have a view up sheet?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Sure.
Cam 3 is behaving itself for now.
DDoS the camera again.
I could arrange that, but I might take out part of Florida in the process. It's never quite as specific as you think.
Yeah, it just depends. Is it amplification or is it just targeted?
I'm just suspecting that's how they do these things. I'm not saying I know how to do that, and I'm certainly not saying I've ever done it. Whatever 53 monitors are listening to what we're saying. I would never be part of such a dastardly deed. And I would certainly never do that attack to someone who's tried to do that attack to me.
I love when my brain disassociates to start chanting in Latin because my character's chanting and Latin's a hobby of mine. And then checks back into the conversation about a third of the way through what you're saying.
Okay, so can you chant Beastie Boy lyrics in Latin?
Not without first probably taking about a half hour or so to translate them, but I could.
See.
Well, but you don't have to use real Latin. You can use fake Latin like they
I
do
mean,
in Harry Potter. Just make shit up.
I can use Pig Latin.
How about Genesis lyrics from the mid 1980s? Land of Confusion. We should be able to translate that one. Okay, how about early 1990s Genesis with I Can't Dance?
Maybe. I could definitely do Duca May, Scars Be Prepared from
But
the Lion
could you
King.
do Simon and Garfunkel? That's the real question. Or
Once
Hall and
again,
Oates.
give me an afternoon. I could
Why would
probably-
you want to do Hall and Oates? I mean,
Hall and Oates is awesome. Well, Daryl Hall is awesome. Oates not so good.
okay, how about this one? Susie and the Banshees.
Yeah.
I don't even know that band.
Oh no, there was
Yeah,
another
these-
one from the 80s called the Butthole Surfers. You could try them.
I know them, but I don't.
But you don't know Susie, huh? Interesting.
No, I don't know.
Okay,
That's
guys, here we go. That is north as you move along the hallway. And are you having the dude listen at the door or just force it open? What is he doing?
We were gonna
we have Don
shove-
Drexel, and
He'll
I
listen.
trust him a lot more.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll go listen at the door.
Okay.
My hear noise, of course, is terrible for thieves. It's 30% for a 7th level thief.
It doesn't really get better. I think it like caps out at 55 or something. So you got like a
Which
50-50
is really odd.
chance.
Damn.
So yeah, dead silent behind that door. Who's
Yeah, I
going
don't
to
hear
open
anything
it?
back there.
I think we should shove the dude through it.
Tim has just got this like hostile attitude towards poor Tonka's character now that he's
Yeah.
moved on.
Oh no, it existed beforehand.
We got
Fair
a meat
enough.
shield, man. Well, no, he would have just gone through before himself. But yeah, we're just trying to keep true to
Fair enough.
the dude.
All right. So, who is opening the door, please?
Is it locked?
It doesn't seem to be locked. No.
Okay, then Don Drexel will step aside and says, for those that are better at this, please try your hand.
Paul will
Paul, how
drop
about-
his shoulder.
How about a boot?
Paul forces the door open.
If memory also serves, I think this is the room where that fat merchant guy was that we previously beat senseless in this room.
The one with the big pile of clothing.
I don't remember what the hell he had. I just remember he was like a human dude that was just like, the epitome of evil capitalist. So he didn't live long. Okay, somebody who's sighted. On the back of Bill's computer, is that a Coke reference? What's with the red?
It's Nuka-Cola, I think.
Ah, okay. So yes, it's a Coke reference. Got it. Okay.
Okay, so the door is forced open. There are 3 gnolls on the other side of it. Don Drexel, you are not surprised. What is Don Drexel's dex these days?
It's 16.
16. Well, I mean, there's a chance you might bet. Yeah, actually, you are surprised for a couple of
Damn it.
segments. Paul is likewise surprised. Let's you know what? I think we can zoom in a little bit on the camera there. I can do that. At least I think I can do that. Oh, wrong one. That's the camera I want. This is where it would be great to have like an actual, studio and whatnot. But hey, I do what I can with what I got. All right, so 2 gnolls taking swings with battle axes. This one is going at Paul. Ooh, that was close. And this one is going at Don Drexel.
AC1.
AC1, so 13. You get the impression that these guys, these guys seem a little bit tougher than the average gnoll, although they do look like gnolls. Get my table open here. For those of you wondering, before any of you who are maybe new to the channel, new to hanging out with us, ask this. No, we do not use a thaco around these parts. We use tables. So let's see. And that was that is a miss, not by much, but it is a miss on Don Drexel. And a couple more swings. That one is at Paul, and it also misses, and one more at Don Drexel. And that hits. So Don Drexel, but it's only 2 points of damage, and you're basically, stumbling backwards as the gnolls swing their axes at you. You are struck for a mere 2 points of damage. Bless you, Tim.
Oh, thank you. For the gnolls, I'm allergic to them.
Yeah, it's all that dander. Okay, so surprise is over. What is Don Drexel doing?
I'm attacking with the scimitar.
Paul will be attacking with his +1 sword. Tim, Elminar is kind of out in the hall to the south of it there. Let me grab the stick of pointing and see if I can help you better understand. Of course, I cannot see that. Hold on a moment. Yes, Elminar is back here.
Is there any way I can sneak a magic missile in there without hurting anyone on our side?
Well, magic missile always goes where you aim it. Even if it's in a swirling melee, it will hit a target, but you will kind of have to move up a little bit in this round to be able to see, and then you can cast it in the next round. Doomsword, Durek can actually get in the door if you want Durek to move up. Do you want Durek to do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So Durek's moving up to melee. Paul is attacking. Elminar is moving up, and the dude is saying, "Hey, you gnolls, y'all are all flea bitten." So sorry, that's the I cannot put a patch on Tonka Todd's work with the dude, but I can but try.
Y'all better get inside there and behave yourselves.
That's getting better. All right, so let's roll.
I live in Dallas, man. I can do that.
There you go. I actually my accents all got flattened out because I spent most of my early adulthood working in a touristy area here in Florida. So if I've had a few beers or I'm really tired or really angry or any combination of all of those, you will hear the Alabama start to bleed out. But
hurry, get Bill a beer.
I think that's a fine idea.
I can do Boston pretty good too, but
well,
it's only because I lived there for so long.
I had more than a feeling you'd be able to. Let's go ahead and roll initiative, Dooms, if you would, please.
I'm guessing I'm on round 3 of my chanting here. So out of 10.
No, you'd be about on round 4.
Okay, so this was okay. So I got 6 rounds left before it kicks in.
Exactly.
That's
so
fine.
Party goes first. Durek, you are stepping up. I'm gonna say that is your action in this round. Kevin, go ahead and do something terrible to this gnoll in front of you, would you?
I'm going to try. Let's see what happens. We're going to test that. What is my bonus for this? It is +3.
Please test that assumption and report your results back to me.
A 10, so I hit AC 11.
You hit AC 11. All right. Well, the gnoll does not have that exposed heart condition, so unfortunately that's not going to hit. Paul, do we have a little stabbing gnoll music, Paul? Yes, Paul has a little stabbing gnoll music, and so Paul is bringing the pain for 1d12 plus, I believe, 4 points of damage. All right, yeah, Paul drives the sword into this thing. It's like, no, don't wave it up and down. You gotta cut across. Okay, the gnolls didn't like that at all. So, Kevin, that is a miss on you and Paul. 15. Ooh. I'll have to check that. That will unfortunately hit Paul. Paul will take 2 points of damage. Not much at all. All right, gentlemen. It's a new round. Doomsword, Durek has moved up. He can melee. So this is the 5th round. You have 5 more rounds of chanting. TK. Tim, Elminar has moved up. He can cast Magic Missile. Are you going to spread them out or focus on one?
I think I'm going to take that lead gnoll and I'm going to stick the magic missile right into his nods, just like Tom Brady in the Super Bowl.
All right. So, well, I tell you what, Tim, roll initiative for us and let's see how that works out for you.
Okay. Yeah. There's 6 there. It is. All I got to beat is a 5, right? Yeah, because that's going to happen.
All right. So, this gnoll attacking Paul is now at a significant disadvantage because the paladin is here, spreading his protection from evil. So that misses Paul, and the one 17 becomes 16, 15. And your armor class is like 1, I think, Kevin?
Yes, AC 1.
Okay. 16, 15. Oh, that actually does still get you.
All right.
So that is 8 points. But it's only another 2. All right, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that's 8 points. That's a D8.
Yes.
But yeah, he hits you in exactly the same spot. It's like he's trying to hew you down like a tree. All right, let's start up Dooms. Do something terrible to these gnolls, please.
Dooms.
Yeah, or do something terribly. Let's see. Yep, the
There
latter.
you go. Well, you got to clean the cobwebs out a little bit. Kevin, how about it?
All right. Let's see what happens.
Don Drexel.
Come on, Dawn. Come on, Donnie.
7.
All right.
Yeah.
And
Hey, we rolled the same.
Yeah,
Except
we
yours
did.
is better.
Paul rolled an 11, 12, 13, 14. Paul will actually hit again. Let's hit again. Like we
Yay,
did last
Paulie!
summer.
So would we say Dawn Drexel because not everything comes off with Ajax?
That is correct. Okay, so one of the gnolls goes down in a bloody heap. The other one leaps forward, swinging his axe. Tim, are you blasting the newcomer or are you blasting the one that has already been engaged?
I'm going to blast that new guy right in the kneecap.
All right, go ahead and roll. I believe it's 3d4 plus 3.
5 plus 3 is 8.
That is 8. He does not like that at all. All right, it's a new round. We are 6 rounds into Chant Holder. Doomsword, continuing to melee.
I will.
Kevin, is Don Drexel fighting, or is he falling back and letting Paul take it, or what?
I'm going to fall back because
Okay.
otherwise I might fall without me choosing to.
Yeah, only two gnolls can fight in the doorway, as they are large creatures, and these guys are big. These guys are like approaching, not quite there. They're approaching ogre sized. These are brawny, feud gnolls. Holder's continuing to chant. Kevin, is Elminar employing any thaumaturgy at this moment? Any prestidigitation? Any
You mean
necromancy?
Tim, right?
Tim, sorry.
Yeah.
How many gnolls are we fighting here?
There are
There's
2
2
remaining that you can see standing in the doorway.
I'll cast a web and just try to solve this problem.
All right. You'll just web the room then?
We'll just make it sticky.
All right. Oh, God, Tim. Let's roll initiative.
We're turning the room into an IHOP.
Yes.
Indeed.
I believe it is Dean Disability's turn for that.
It's like the
D6.
floor on the Dollar Theater from the 80s when you try to walk
Yeah.
across it. You just go.
Yep. Da Pacem Domine. Let's see. It got me a tie.
All right. So, web is 2 segments. Battle axes are slower than that. Web goes off. They get a couple of saving throws. And all a saving throw, for those of you who are at home watching, in case you're curious, all a saving throw versus web does is it determines whether or not they will be webbed for turns or just rounds. In this case, it's not really going to help them much. So let's see. We will go... guy on the left is the black D20. Guy on the right is the purple D20. They both made their saving throws. They're only trapped for rounds. So let's see. Durek, go ahead and make your attack. Getting better.
Miss.
Can't we just set them on fire?
I mean, sure, but not in this round.
You are applying what Meyer would say, cutting toward your opponent. Eventually, the sword will hit something, just not yet.
All right, yeah. Knock yourselves out. I'll just be back here going.
Kevin, go ahead and roll for Paul.
All right. I don't
Hey,
know
old
what mods
Paulie.
are, but I'm assuming you'll do that.
Yeah, any various bonuses.
9
plus strength plus his magic sword will actually hit. So go ahead and roll a d12.
All right. D12, not a 10. Oh,
Correct.
there we go again. Hold on. What the hell is it doing?
You killed him!
Yeah.
Kevin just throwing a handful of dice on the table in disgust.
Just pick the one you want, Bill. It's okay.
Yeah,
All right.
it's funny that it's always the same dice I don't have in my tray that roll. I don't understand that.
And there's probably someone in the 5e game somewhere else using their servers going, why do I get all these blue dice rolling? I mean,
All right, so
that literally
it's-
may be the case.
It's 8 plus whatever.
8 plus a bunch, and yeah, it didn't like that one. They're struggling and snarling and putting up a hell of a yell. We are now on 6 or that was the 6. We're now on the 7th round of chanting. Just so you know, Holder.
Indiebus nostris.
So yeah, they're still trapped and struggling. The dude says, "Hey, y'all want me to light a torch and finish them off?"
Why don't you see if you can light it with a fart? See what happens. Might be more interesting. Now set him on fire. Go get him.
All right. He is getting his flint and tinder out in this round. Durek, you will strike these guys at a significant bonus because they are essentially defenseless. If you wish to drive sword into them, or are you just going to wait until they get burned alive?
Well, my sword won't stick in the webs if I attack them.
I actually did some research on that. And no, I mean, in toe-to-toe melee, no, it won't. If we were talking about gnolls in the back of the room, yeah. But I mean, up front, you can stab at them.
Sure.
Is
I'll
that
do
just with large opponents, or is that with all opponents for web?
What the way I had it explained to me was, and it made perfect sense because I had pondered this for a long time, was that webbed opponents can be meleeed basically as long as they were in this, like, again, if we're talking about like, I want to go 3 deep and get the ogre that's in the back. No, you can't do that. You would be in the webs, but the ones that are right up front, yeah, you can stab them with your sword. It's not like they're It's any foes. So it was my misunderstanding and my misapplication of the rule for web.
Wait a minute, a DM that admits that. Oh my god.
April Fool, stick your sword in there and you're stuck. I need a saving throw. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Stab it.
Do it.
Kill it with fire.
Kill it with sword.
Kill it with sword.
But I mean, you guys have the initiative. There's no point in rolling initiative. So, yeah, Derek. Yeah, that absolutely hits him. This is essentially a sleepy held or incapacitated opponent. You bring your sword up to eye level and just kind of drive it in. And Paul does likewise. Yeah, Paul does likewise. And they
put it right on his forehead with like a mallet, start banging on it.
Yeah. Like Antone Shear, you know, it's like, would you hold still for a moment? Psh! Okay. So they are dead. That took another round. We are on round 8 of chanting. And did anything come looking? Nope. Strangely enough, nothing came looking. You guys have dispensed with these particular gnolls. What do you wish to do?
Well, we're going to loot, of course. Loot first and then search second.
That is going to mean either waiting for the web spell to dissipate or burning the webs off. Otherwise, then, yes, you will become incapacitated. You're not going to lean in and stick your hands in their pockets.
We'll come back and check the room later.
Yeah, we got other things to do. Nobody's going to go in there until that's gone. So.
Yeah, really. And I mean, if they do, I mean, that's their problem.
Yeah, and if they light it, they're probably going to burn the loot. I mean,
Ogre's going to stroll by. I warned them not microwave jar of marshmallow fluff.
All right, let's go back down the hallway.
All right, so you guys are continuing north, which is in this direction, presumably.
Yep.
Alrighty, one moment, please.
What's funny is for those in the private chat here that can actually see the chat I put in, the Gregorian chat that I put in, it actually takes about 7.5 to 8 minutes for me to chant it in person. Usually, like using Gregorian
faster.
Well, that. It's just the funny thing is it almost lines up with the 10-minute chant time as far as D&D goes. But I mean, you really are taking your time with the chant. You know, it's slow.
So how's everybody in the chats on the public side? How's everybody's week going? Well, unwell? Anybody wish they would bring back the dollar theaters but without the sticky floors?
We still have dollar theaters where I'm at.
I'm in Dallas. We don't have anything short of like, $15, man.
When I was a kid, movies were $8.
Yeah, sad. When I was a kid, movies were like $3.50.
Hey,
Yeah.
I remember when Star Wars was re-released with the new special effects. My dad made me take him to all 3 releases because he took me the first time, and I was like, Dad, you get a much better deal here. First off, you got to buy like kid tickets. Second off, popcorn's like $20 now. He's like, and? I was like, well, at least he knows.
I mean, at least he knows what he's getting. Yeah.
He did agree that Greedo shooting first was the stupidest thing like ever.
I do like when they made Jabba a monster as opposed to being a human being.
Yeah.
That I think that was a good change, and I do genuinely I don't mind the aliens being added to Mos Eisley too much. I think the Sky City in the second movie, the city in the clouds, being changed to really open it up and have windows, that was actually a positive change.
It was. Hey, Damien, I work in tech, or I used to anyway, before I sort of half retired. A friend of mine approached me with a new business plan. He wanted to start one that was called Only Aches for people in Gen X and above, where we can just go online and tell people where it hurts today instead of OnlyFans. Only Aches.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody laughs at my jokes, not even my kids, man.
Do you watch Pirate Software? Thor has a philosophy on that show about how about every 10 years our body downloads some extra DLC that we never asked for.
I don't watch that, no.
No, he's excellent. He's excellent.
But literally, the only thing I've done for 3 weeks is car shop, house shop, and read books.
Yes, that DLC that our bodies download every few years when you start to hit my age thing is called cancer.
Yeah,
Or
mine's just
mRNA
arthritis in
or
both my
something like
knees.
that.
Yeah. Okay, gentlemen, you are outside that door. Let me move my smiling face elsewhere, so perhaps you can better see. Oh,
Or
there
what
I
Indiana
go.
Jones says. It's not the
Yes.
age, it's the mileage.
Yeah. I can't wait to be Bill's age because I'll be totally blind.
Oof. All right, so gentlemen,
How old are you, Bill? I can't even.
for a mountain, I have barely begun. For a grapefruit, I am ancient. So,
I like that.
I wish I could claim that as original, but that is from Remo Williams' The Adventure Begins. Chun,
Yeah.
Master of Shinanju.
It sounded like shit. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Which
Right as he
that,
destroyed Remo Williams' day.
that is an absolutely criminally underrated movie. My dad loved that movie and said it was so true to the books. We would stop on a dime. If that movie was being rebroadcast on our local like UHF affiliate, because it came out that long ago on a Saturday afternoon because they didn't have any pay-per-view sports to show, and it was chopped up with used car lot ads, cropped and ballardized to hell and gone, we would still watch Remo Williams' The Adventure Begins. But I'm older than the first personal computer, which is not the PET 2001 or the Apple one. It's the Kenback one, and that came out in 1970. All right, gentlemen, you are outside another door. Another closed door sits before you. Let me see if Cam 3 offers you any better views. It does not. I love that camera, but I'm not a cameraman. So there you stand outside the door. Gentlemen, what will you do?
Is the door locked?
You don't know.
No, let's investigate.
I'll take a look at it. I'll listen at it while I'm trying to determine if it's locked.
Okay. Looks like your standard heavy-duty wooden construction with a pull ring. There's no bar on this side. There's no lock mechanism. You do not hear anything beyond.
All right, I'll call that out and say I don't hear anything in there. But last time I didn't hear it either.
How's it work on that old commercial for the shoe store? Open, open, open.
Alrighty. So, you will go ahead and open. I will go ahead and reveal. And this is actually close enough. I don't have to pause and run around my my little studio here. So I can just do this.
I did watch Nosferatu today, and anybody who hasn't seen it, I would recommend it.
Did you watch the dubbed version?
Let's see.
What do you
They
mean?
are surprised. You guys
Yay!
Nice.
are also surprised. So
Oh!
surprise essentially is negated in both cases. Let's get some declarations because the gnolls are not very happy to see you guys. They are picking up weapons and moving towards the door to chop you. Let's start at the top of rotation. What is Durek doing? Now, I had put Durek in the front ranks, Dooms. So you would be up there next to Don Drexel when he opened the door, and Paul stands on his other side. Is that where you want it to be? If it's not, I will move you back.
No, that's exactly where I wanted to be. Thank you.
Okay, so you're going to insert sword into Gnoll?
Certainly.
Alrighty. Tim, how about Elminar? What is Elminar doing?
So am I in the second rank this time?
Yeah, I mean, you're not in the first rank, so
How
yeah.
many are there?
You see 3 crowding the door. Only 2 of them are close enough to melee with the party, but the one in back, if one of those 2 falls, the one in back will be right there.
Okay. I will magic missile the one in the back.
Very nice. Okay. Holder, your chant is complete. What do you wish to do?
Well, I'm gonna keep chanting because I can't break the chant.
Okay.
So,
All right. So you guys, yes, you guys are under the effect of chant. And chant, do you want to go ahead and tell them what that does there?
Sure, it's +1 to attacks, but not damage. +1 on a couple other rolls as well, I do believe.
All right. So
doesn't it give -1 for their attacks as well? If I recall.
Yes, it gives
Yes.
a -1 penalty to anyone hearing it. They do not have to understand the language.
they are at a collective -3 because of the protection from evil being given by the paladin and the protective abilities of the chant. Let's go ahead and roll initiative. And I think we'd gotten, whose turn was it last? Kevin was.
I think
I think it would be mine now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
we skipped mine because they were webbed.
Okay.
Then go ahead.
Well,
No,
yeah,
it's good. Go ahead and do it, Dooms. I'm terrible at initiative.
One of you guys
Oh,
roll
man.
initiative, please.
And
I
you
got
give
a
me this
5.
one.
Phil, come on, man. You're supposed to not be.
All right.
It's the
All right,
blue dice. It's fine.
So, let's see. They will attack the guy in the robes because they aren't stupid. They know people in robes are scary. By which I mean Don Drexel. I mean, you've got your cloak drawn about you. So, Don Drexel. And you're missed completely. It's like they run into each other. They try and swing their axes. They lock together. They shout and they push each other more.
They gently caress your back, and everybody's really uncomfortable.
Yes. I am reminded of an incident that happened, I want to say around 2017, 2018, in a college football game. You can find this GIF. You can find a video clip of it. I can't remember who Florida was playing, but 2 of their linemen ended up trying to block each other. It was the most ridiculous thing I have ever seen, and I have watched college football since I was 6. So,
was it actually on TV then? And played,
it was actually on TV. You can find
leather helmets or.
Back when I started watching, you meant. Okay. Very funny.
They didn't have helmets. That was later.
Yeah, it was
helmets were optional.
Dinosaur bones. Yeah, I said I don't know about this forward pass nonsense. I don't know if Yale should have allowed that. All right,
that's a penalty for you.
They missed. Go ahead, Dooms, and make your attack. See, guys, you're not gonna get nonsense like this on Critical Role. You're only gonna get nonsense like that here. That is absolutely going to hit. And look at the hits on that.
Yeah, and that chance just on attack rolls, right?
Yes, just on attack rolls.
You got it, man.
So that is 7 points of damage. He did not like that at all. So, Kevin, are you stepping back or are you attacking in this round?
No, I'm stepping back. Even though I
All right.
have the
Then
the probability in the good zone, I'm still not looking to get hit. So,
go ahead and make the attack for Paul.
all right.
You're not in full retreat. He can't engage you.
Right. I'm not going to add the mods. 17.
That absolutely hits. So
let's see if it does more than just the D12. No, it did just the D12. 6 plus the strength plus magic.
okay, well he absolutely hated that because let's see, 6 plus 3. Yeah, that did him a lot of damage. Tim, 3d4 plus 3, please, sir. And that is 6 plus 3 is 9. So yeah, these guys have taken quite the beating, but they are feeling absolutely brutal and willing to continue the attack. So let's go ahead and let's talk about some orders of operations here. Durek continuing to stab. Paul is continuing to attack. Kevin, is Don Drexel doing anything?
I do have a sling, but I'm not going to attack while people are in melee. So I'm going to hang out.
Okay.
Tim, if things get dire, I'll cast later.
All right. Is Elminar gonna use another, or is he gonna watch what unfolds, or what?
I'm gonna conserve spells for the moment.
Understood. So let's go ahead and roll initiative. And who was that last?
It's Tim.
Tim, it's you.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Really? Are we sure about that? One.
All right. I got a 6, so
I got a 1. So we probably should have not even bothered to roll that one.
So we surprised them, right?
Yeah, they're surprised at how slow you were on the uptake. So
it's April Fool's Day, so really it's opposite today, right?
That misses Doomsword, and this Mrs. Paul. Mrs. Paul's fish sticks does yours. Roll your attack if you would, please, Dooms.
Fish sticks with a bit of tartar sauce.
That is going to hit. 8. And you had hit him before, yes?
I did, and that was for... I believe that was for 7.
Okay. And Kevin, go ahead and roll for Paul.
Okay.
Hey, Paul, stab ya.
14.
That will absolutely hit. Roll some damage.
5 this time.
All right, so these guys are pretty badly injured, but they're continuing to fight. Melee's all around. Any spell casting from Elminar?
No, I don't think they really are hitting our guys at all, so I'm just going to hang back a bit and conserve some spells.
All righty.
Yeah, wise choice.
TK? I'll send good thoughts.
All right. Hashtag defeat the gnolls. You're putting the flag of Furiondi in your in your bio to show your support.
Don't sleep till you kill the gnolls or get to Brooklyn, whichever gets first.
All right, TK got a 5. I got a 3.
Me 2 Deus Noster. Yep.
Okay. All right. Counter attacks. Or primary attacks, rather, gentlemen. No counter attacks necessary. That's gonna 6. 7, yeah, no, that's not gonna hit. Kevin, for Paul, please.
Okay.
By the way, guys, if you're watching this and you enjoy what we're doing here, it would be really groovy if you could give us a like on the little like button down there. That is absolutely free. That is what we call a freemium in social media. A freemium. You can click that, and I don't charge you a thing. Isn't that awesome of me? So go ahead and click that like button if you're enjoying tonight's show. Okay.
He missed. He got a 5.
I saw that. He missed. That's okay. That's okay. So, and I believe these guys had already ineptly swatted at you. So it's a new round. Gentlemen, going to continue on the same. Elminar, are you just keeping your head on a swivel?
I am sending positive waves,
Sending
man.
positive waves and some Motley Crue lyrics in the chat. I approve. Let's roll initiative. Kevin, it's your turn, please.
Okay.
Wow, it took you like a microsecond to figure out those were Motley Crue lyrics.
I worked in a record store from 1989 to 2005.
Oh man, got to dig deeper then.
It is an initiative tie.
Motley Crue's great.
So battle axes, we got to see battle axes versus long swords is what this.
I think the long sword's faster.
To. I believe you're right, thing Kyle. I'm gonna have a quick glance, but for those who are curious at home, in first edition AD&D, a way you can resolve initiative ties is just to look at your speed factor. And oh, good lord, yes, battle axes are slow and long swords are much faster. Gentlemen, do something terrible to them with those long swords, starting off with Jurek.
Fun fact for you, a Molinello from an axe is actually a very scarily quick thing.
Interesting.
I hit with 2 points of damage.
You hit with 2 points of damage, and you've done a total of 15, so he is looking rather haggard. Kevin, roll for Paul, please.
7.
That will miss, and then they will swing their axes. And apparently they can use Joey Molinaro, the comedian sports commentator, to attack. So that's a thing I just found out. A 16 becomes 15, 14, 13. And Doom's, your armor class is what now?
0.
0. That will not hit. And the other one attacking Paul. That will miss. That will miss. All right. Gentlemen, you like to sing about the moon and the Juna and the swinga? Go ahead and Tim, you're not casting any spells. You're just kind of watching this drama unfold.
That is correct, sir.
All right, let's roll initiative, and I think we have come back around to you, Tim. D6, please.
I just D6 last time and got us.
Oh, you just did? Okay, all right, sorry.
My go.
Was thank Kyle.
UBS, Sububi, yep.
Oh, a cock die, but the roller says that it is 5. All right, party goes first. Let's see some long swords in action. I said long swords in action, not long sword in action.
Yeah, that's a 1.
That's not much better.
If you guys don't stop this, I'm going to lob in a lightning bolt and solve this problem for everybody if we don't like it.
They got
that's okay. Yeah. You guys are
everybody has to stop and catch their breath.
That, however, will hit Paul. Yeah, this one just like watches. He's just like, oh, stab.
All right. Next round, I'll cast a magic missile again at that guy in the back.
Paul takes 8. He does not like that. He cries out, blood spurting from his chest as the axe bites in deeply, getting in under his defenses. He staggers back, clutching at the wound. He says, I am almost worm's food. Help me.
Throw the dude in his place. Pick him up and throw him.
Okay. So new round. Doom's Durek attacking.
Yes, sir.
Tim, is Elminar gonna do that magic missile?
I'm gonna do that magic missile thing that he does.
Okay. Paul he's holding his ground. He knows that you guys aren't in friendly territory. Kevin, what is Don Drexel doing?
He's going to. He'll cast magic missile as well, just in case.
Okay.
If I cease my chant, do they still get the bonus this round?
In this round, yes.
Ooh. All right, I'm going to cease my chanting and cast Cure Light Wounds.
Okay. Presumably on Paul.
Paul first, Don Drexel second.
Okay. Speaking of Don Drexel, Kevin, I need an initiative roll, please.
All right. And he's going to cast it not on the one that Dooms is attacking, but the other one.
The other one. Okay, so party goes first. So, Tim, I know you're itching to roll those D4s. Go ahead and give me a magic missile burst on the guy in the back.
7 plus 3 is 10.
7 plus 3 is 10. You riddle him with bolts. Yeah, he's pretty blasted up. Still on his feet. He's like
remember I hit him with something before, right?
Yes, you hit him with 9 before. So
Okay.
he looks to be in really bad shape. Kevin, go ahead and cut loose with yours.
Okay. I got to recall what the... I think I have 3?
Yes.
What level magic user are you?
I'm level 6th.
Yeah, 3d4 plus 3.
It's 3.
Yes.
Plus 3. Okay. It is a total of 9.
It is a total of 9, and Paul had already done him some damage before. He drops. He collapses to the floor. The other one kind of shuffles in to take his place, but he does not look sure about where he is and what he's doing. Hey, we just crossed 200 viewers. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, please do click the subscribe button and click the bell icon for notifications about this and all of our live streams and videos that we do here on the channel. So there are now 2 gnolls remaining. Don Drexel, roll your Cure Light Wounds on Paul, please. Not Don Drexel, I'm sorry.
Holder. Yeah.
Roll your Cure Light Wounds.
Here. 4.
All right. So yes, the suppurating wound in Paul's chest closes up slightly, and he claps his gauntleted hand over yours and gives it a squeeze in thanks, and chokes back up on his hilt a little bit and says, "Ha ha! You see, we have the power of God, at least one of them on our side." And rears back to...
There's only one.
And that one's currently piecing him together.
All right. So chant is down, but you guys have still got a lot going on for you. Melee's another CLW coming from Holder, and this one is going to Don Drexel, correct?
Yep.
All right.
I've not attacked in that prior round.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you had. Go ahead.
They were all spells. No,
Yeah.
they were all
Okay.
spells.
I'm sorry.
Paul nor direct
do
attack.
Do it.
Right, and Paul as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I just that will hit.
That's AC3.
That will absolutely hit. I get going on that,
6.
6. That is enough to drop him. He's dead. Paul attacks the only remaining one.
Yep, and he's going to take it.
Yes. That will hit.
And 10.
Nice.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And that one had gotten blasted before. That finishes him. All of these gnolls now lie dead at your feet.
Excellent.
So,
Now, Don Drexel, stand still and let me diddle you. There you go. 5 points.
All right. I'm at 9 wounds. Awesome.
okay. And I apologize for those of you at home for having that studio light right in your face. I just realized how awful that is. I will tend to that in just a minute. Okay. So, lads, you have got a moment to breathe. What are you doing about these gnolls that lie dead before you?
Well, we didn't get to loot the last ones, so let's loot these ones.
Yep. How long for those webs did you spawn, by the by? How long was it?
Web, it lasts a good bit. I'll have to go back and double check. But
like
you
an hour.
collect...
Okay.
Yeah, you collect a total of 13 electrum from
boy,
these,
drinking money.
these gnolls. And let me pause for just a moment, guys, and fix that studio light. Hang on.
That's
Yeah.
almost 2 XP each.
Web is
it's that important.
2 turns a level, so we're gonna be here.
Yeah,
we're
it'll
gonna be
be
here a while.
It'll be a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody else need a CLW? I prepped 4 today. Since I didn't prepare a Cure Serious.
Now, Don Drexel's a little less than half, 1 point off a half. So I don't know if it's good to do it now or wait.
I think it would make sense to do it now because I can always save my last one for whoever really needs it.
Okay.
You know, because if I had known he was so low before all of this, like before resting, I would have cast it. I would have given you one prior to resting, so it's fine. Bill, 3 more for Don Drexel.
Alrighty.
I'm down 6.
Okay. And let's see. Did aught hear this mighty battle? No, not heard this mighty battle. So,
no one but
party.
us mimics.
Nobody here but you mimics. Party, what will you do? PARTY, because you're here to slay. Gentlefolk, what are your plans?
It was so we searched the gnolls, but did we search the room as well or not? Was that everything?
Yeah, the room itself is it's basically just a barracks room.
Okay.
Not really much to it.
So we're moving on.
Yeah. Moving on.
Alrighty. Let me do that thing for you.
Carry on my wayward nun. You are married to God's son.
So seriously, what do you think the Beastie Boys would do after they fought for our right to party and we all go to bed at like 10 o'clock?
I don't.
Some of them probably go to bed at before 10 o'clock at this point.
That's probably true. There's only 2 of them left. One passed away from cancer.
One of them had cancer, sadly.
Although on one of my social media accounts, I've been joking off and on that, hey, in the next presidential election, on one of the tickets, the 2 remaining members of the Beastie Boys should run as president and vice president.
They might get it.
It would be fun. I don't even care which ticket's on. They would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
The debates would be so cool.
Well, we're not going to have a debate. We're going to have a rap battle.
Debates are just sort of like joint press conferences or tickle fights anyway. You may as well have something fun with it.
Yeah.
You can't be president. Well, we've had worse before.
True.
It's not like either of them are convicted felons or done jail time.
That you know.
It's not like any of them have gotten tickets from racing carriages through the middle of Central Park.
Wait, one of them actually did, I think.
Racing a carriage through Central Park?
No, I'm kidding.
I was about to say that was Jackson.
No, they would have probably raced like panda bears or something.
And they did not urinate on the Alamo, unlike some of the other singers of that.
Yeah, but Ozzy's not eligible to run for president, so it doesn't matter. And he's
right,
not going to live that long anyway.
I don't know what I've come back into, but
you'll have to review the footage.
Yeah, I'll have to review the footage. Okay, so you move down the hall, and you find yourself at a door that is hidden by my smiling face. Let me see if I can do something about that. There we go. So yes, you have found yourself in front of a door, which is not terribly on camera. Is camera 3 picking up anything better? It's a little better. Focus is kind of soft. So anyway, door. You listening at it, Kevin?
Yes, I'm listening at it.
All right.
Okay. Here's what I think we should do with the door. Take the dude and make him moon whoever's on the inside of that door.
All right. You do not hear anything through that door.
All right. I'm going to get out of the way so the
Okay.
two fighter types can open and dispatch. I suspect there might be 3 gnolls behind this door.
Did you check
Okay.
it for trap?
Well, I didn't even look to see if it was locked. I guess I could look and see if it has a latch.
It is not locked. No.
Okay. Same as what we've been.
Yes.
Okay.
Is there more to this hallway, or do we just have an opening into the void for the sake of player vision?
I'm not sure what you're asking me.
So
sorry,
we're
Kyle.
the characters are currently all like facing the door at the end of the hallway toward the top of the screen.
Yes.
But toward the bottom of the screen, I can't tell if there's an opening there or if you just like
Oh.
removed a piece so we all can see.
No. You guys basically came up and turned to your right. That is to
I
the east,
understand.
and then left. So it's basically it's a dog leg
Yep.
in the in the dungeon hole. So
We
that's,
came from
that's
where the
that.
Delver's written.
Yeah.
Yes, and you're absolutely right, Gonzalo. That is blurry. I shall endeavor to repair that. Dooms, you want to give me a door open?
Paul,
Paul will
you've proven
put
your
his
prowess.
Yeah, I think he has a 1 and 3.
The door holds. Paul rears back with his shoulder again. Paul rears back with his shoulder a third time and forces the door. You guys are not surprised. And the creatures on the other side, they're not surprised either. And I will, once again, we will get camera up here and I will show you what you are facing.
Are we about to be Fubar? I think we're about to be Fubar.
I would love to. I considered casting Bless before opening the door, but I didn't open my mouth fast enough.
So, okay, lightning bolt or web?
I can pray.
I think web is probably safer.
Yeah, lightning bolt's probably going to come back on us.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's like a bad pasta.
It would be shocking, I guess.
My favorite second level spell is probably Still Fart.
I have shatter and haste I could also use.
Haste is good. Haste is my home party abuses haste to no end.
They always make their system shock rolls.
Well, let's see how Fubar we are.
They don't care if they lose a year off their lives.
That's not the year, it's the failed system shock roll.
Fair.
By the way, for anyone who's curious, my weekend is without kids this weekend. I'm planning on opening a 1992 Ponte Canet, which is a very nice burgundy. I'm watching Tango and Cash at the same time.
Excellent.
I'm drinking a Miller Lite and kissing my own ass.
I wish I was that flexible.
Oh, I got a friend coming over who's a retired admiral who has a ship named after him. And we were going to watch trashy 80 movies and drink good wine. The Navy just named a ship after him. He's like, "Are you sure? Most people who get that are dead." He's like, "Does somebody know something I don't?" And since he's Navy and I was Army, I still get to pick on her for being Navy like all weekend.
It was an Air Force.
That's its own joke all by itself. You don't really have to.
Air Force, Chair Force.
Navy, it's like the Marine Corps Girls Club. Yeah, Jack Palance, he was so cool.
Gents
Tango and
and
Cash,
audience,
Cash
thank you
Tango.
very much. Let's see here. Let's see if the tripod cam has got a good view. It does not, but cam 3 has a slightly better view. You kick the door open. On the far end of this room, there is a table that has been pushed over. Standing on the other side of it with two great bows is a pair of gnolls. Well, actually, there's a quartet of gnolls, but only two of them have great bows. One of the gnolls behind them points and screeches something in gnollish, probably a command, to start firing. So let's start with Durek. What is he doing?
I got any room to charge these guys?
You will not be able to charge them. You will basically run up against the table that they have between you and them.
Web.
All right. Well, I'll do that then.
All right. So you're just gonna go in there and try and move. Okay. All right. So how about Elminar? What is he doing?
I'm going to cast web and make him sticky.
You're gonna cast web and make them sticky. Holder.
Well, I was going to use prayer, but I don't really see a point if we're using web. Okay. Nor hold person. What's the casting time on web?
2 segments.
That's probably faster than hold person. Oh man. I will elect to do nothing.
I understand. Kevin, how about Don Drexel?
I'm gonna do a charm person at one of the guys with the bows.
Does charm person work on gnolls?
It does, yeah.
It does. Okay, all right. So you're going to
let me verify though if I could do more than one with a minus. Just give me a second here.
No, charm person is one target only.
It's one person. So yeah. So one guy. Yep.
Alrighty, this is going to be kind of an enormously important initiative. Paul is charging. Dooms, you will be struck by the spear of one of the gnolls who sees you charging, and not a bow-armed gnoll, but just one who sets his spear against your charge.
Okay.
And remember, if that hits you, that does double damage. I'm just warning you. Paul, however,
I'm sorry. I thought I couldn't charge because of the table.
Oh, so I thought you were charging. I'm sorry. You're just moving.
You told me that I couldn't charge because of the table there.
Fair enough. I explained it unclearly. So yeah, you're just moving. He won't set his spear.
I'll charge. I don't care. If I can
okay.
charge, I'll take the double damage. I don't care.
Okay. Paul will likewise will do that. Let's go ahead and roll initiative. This is, like I said, this is tremendously important. Whose turn was it to roll initiative? Boy, nobody wants to do it.
I'll do it if nobody wants to.
All right.
I don't recall, unfortunately.
I think it's my turn to disappoint us.
All right. I got a 3.
6.
Party got a 6. Okay.
Nice.
All right. So you're charging though, Dooms, and that attack comes before anything that you do. And yeah, you just bat that spear out of the way as you move in. Now you have charged up to that point. And I mean, he was holding that spear like a good 8 feet away. So you're now face to face with their barrier. Paul likewise charged. So you guys have charged the barrier. Tim,
you need to roll saving throws, sir.
Yes, I do. I need to make 4 saving throws here. And again, all this determines is rounds versus turns. So we will start with the spearman, or spear gnoll as the case may be. He does not make his saving throw. Bowman number 1. Maybe I'll have to come back to that one. Bowman number 2. Again, And finally, the largest gnoll you have seen thus far makes his saving throw. So Bowman 1 and 2. Let's scroll down a little bit and look at that saving throw table. And for those of you who are curious, saving throws in first edition AD&D are, of course, checked on a matrix. For monsters, they are always treated on the fighter's table unless they are leveled NPCs. If these were elves that the party was fighting, and one was a thief and one was a magic user and 2 were fighters, I would roll on their appropriate charts. That's just for anyone who might be a little bit new. So let's see. Of a pair of 15s, neither one of those saved. Kevin, you are attempting to charm.
Right. That's a 1-segment spell, so
Yes.
I just need to make a save versus spell.
He does not save, and he is very confused about why his new best friend has had one of his friends cast a web around them. So, flap. They are enmeshed in webs. Gentlemen, what are your intentions?
So, is there any way for me to attack anybody, or are the barriers just in the way?
They were kind of positioned back, so yeah, the barrier's between you and them. But I mean, you rush up there, sword in hand, you bat that spear away, and then whoosh, they are covered in thick, heavy, elastic, sticky strands.
I'll just walk away from that and let it burn.
Okay. So, yeah, one of the gnolls in the back kind of turns his head in the webs a little bit and looks in your direction, Don Drexel.
I speak gnoll, so I'll tell him. Make sure they don't escape.
Well, we can trust them. They're friends of mine.
Yeah, they're not friends of mine. They're awful mean to me.
Well, you
don't have to hurt them. Just get in their way.
Get to know each other. Well, I don't think we're going anywhere, boss.
Oh, what a terrible situation you're in.
Well, I don't feel too good, Contented Dan.
By the way, Wave of Mutilation, thank you for asking. Zeus is, he is returned to grumpy old man status. Thank you very much for asking. The hardest part about his recovery was no longer getting boiled chicken breast for dinner anymore. He had to go back to his Blue Buffalo kibble, and I think that was the worst hurt long term that he suffered, but he's doing much better. Thank you for asking. Sorry, Daniel Rowan. That's a very interesting thing you've said, but I did not mean to highlight that. So, you guys have 4 gnolls, one of which is very confused about why his best friend isn't doing. Aren't you gonna try and help me? And the others are just snarling and screeching. Shut up! Kill! Get loose! Ah!
They're all held, right? So can't we just finish them?
This is one of those cases where they're far back in the webs.
Okay.
Just set it on fire.
Yeah, use oil. I'm going to use oil. I'm not going to just set it on fire. Okay. I'm going to use oil as well.
Hey, what you doing, buddy?
Is really burning. I'm like, it's a healing potion. Catch.
Oh, it is. That's a funny one. You set those healing potions on fire, do you?
April Fools.
Dooms, you may want to turn around because Derek may not like what's going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah, I already just walked away from this mess.
I'm going to, in case they're alive when all of this is done, the 3 hostile ones, I'm going to go ahead and cast Hold Person on them.
Okay.
Because from what I've seen of the gnolls we've been fighting, 2d4 from the fire damage or whatever is not going to be enough to kill them.
No.
All right. Yeah, and it's 2d6. So we're gonna go ahead and roll that. I'm not gonna make you roll to hit. So that's
I'm
9
singing
points of
Disco
damage.
Inferno, just so you know.
And the dude is dancing to that.
Yeah, I bet he is. Even when I'm not singing.
And the one that you just set on fire, who was formerly your friend, looks down when they burn away, and he bares his teeth and goes, "You bastard!" and draws his scimitar and prepares to rush you. That is where we're going to pause for the evening.
Pause. Gnolls, pause. I get it.
I'm going to put an
good.
asterisk next to that hold person then.
Okay, that's fine. Just you can put it in the Discord or what have you. Hey, I want to thank all of my players for being such great sports and hanging out tonight, having a lot of fun. Please, everybody, again, check out Doom Swords here on YouTube. Timothy M. Holt, D and Disability, and Kevin. You know what? You're just gonna have to tune in on Tuesdays and Fridays for the vibe. Because, man, he's like Guitar George. He knows all the chords, but he doesn't want to make it cry or sing.
And Fridays, by the way, you guys do Gamma World First Edition, and I cannot find another channel anywhere on a live stream that does First Edition Gamma World. And
That's right. I irradiate them old school style. When they find bombs, they're the big fat man style bombs. But yes, please tune in Friday for some Gamma World. I got to talk to my co-host. I'll find out if Kyle's going to be joining us tomorrow night. Wednesday night. That is Wednesday night. Thursday night, we're gonna do a little deep dive on something. I think I'm gonna bring you guys something old or maybe something new, but we'll see what it is when we get here. So thank you again to my players all for every one of you guys for being here tonight and every week. And big thanks to Michael Dale, Gonzalo Lira's bar tab, and Encarn for the supers. You guys literally help keep the lights on around here, and I mean that no joke. Because if the lights weren't on, guys, I might get snuck up on by a dreaded owl bear, and nobody wants that. Peace, good night, love you all.
Have you seen my owl bear? Here's to all the weirdos everywhere in the woods and in the air. Have you seen my owl bear? Should I shave off all my hair? Bobs are all around, some live in tunnels underground. Some are fat, some are rich, some are sleeping in a ditch. Can you ride a crooked horse without a saddle, way off course? Naked as a toad, all the way to Smoky Joe's. Have you seen the little creep driving fast in his little green Jeep? He smells like fish and brandy, but his rotten teeth look dandy. Take me to the show, I don't care if fast or slow. From action flicks to dancing dicks, just